Black History Month is important to me personally because I appreciate that there's this dedicated time period where people who might not necessarily be motivated to learn about Black history might be reminded of something interesting, an interesting fact, or something about a person or event that might prompt them to want to go learn more about Black history and educate themselves on their own time. And then for me personally, I also think that Black History Month is important because there's so much about Black history that I don't know, and I think that it's just important that there's this time period where I can just educate myself too and just learn so much about all of the events and people that I might not necessarily know about that aren't as popular or aren't as well known. A couple people that are inspiring to me throughout Black history are Thurgood Marshall and W.B. Du Bois. And for Thurgood Marshall, I think the fact that he was constantly dissenting with the majority opinion and he stuck by what he believed to be correct and what he believed to be morally right, even when the majority didn't necessarily agree with what he had to say. Like throughout his career on the Supreme Court, he wrote around 150 cases dissenting with the majority. I think that it's really impactful that this is a figure that stuck with his what he believed to be correct, stuck with his moral goals, even when other people didn't necessarily think that it was the right thing to do. And then for W.E.B. Du Bois, I think the fact that he founded the NAACP, which is then a organization that fought against racial discrimination and fought for racial equality, and it's still something that is so prevalent and is an important pillar of the Black community and the American community generally today, is really inspiring. And just the fact that it stood the test of time has inspired me to want to found something that has had such a large impact and or stuck around for such a long period of time too. And then if we again look at the civil rights movement, something like desegregation was something that was really inspiring for me, just because it was a lot of kids around my own age or younger who were fighting for their right for education, and even when they were facing daily harassment from people who didn't necessarily want them to be going to these schools, they knew that what they were doing was right and they fought through this and they persevered. Part of being an African American person on the Youth Commission that I think is particularly important is that there aren't that many people of color in Lone Tree, so I think that it is important for the people of color out there in the community to see someone that is willing to give back to the community and is willing to be involved with the community as a whole. And then also just something that I've enjoyed about being on the Youth Commission is just being able to see like the direct impact of what we do for the community and how we've been able to help people.